Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless. Victor's ruthless move on Kyle, I and R explodes. Young and the Restless sees Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden, about to do Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, even dirtier than we've ever seen before on the CBS soap. We're going to dive into the wicked plan Victor kicks off as he makes a last-ditch effort to get Kyle out of Claire Grace Newman's, Haley Aaron, life once and for all. The escalating conflict. Victor's obsession with Kyle and Claire's relationship. So, we've all seen Kyle bending over backwards to prove himself to Victor and get his approval to be with Claire. But Victor is still determined to get Claire to reject Kyle and see that he's this big loser, the same way Victor sees him. Unworthy to be with Claire. At Nikki Newman's, Melody Thomas Scott, Big Bash. Of course, we saw Kyle do exactly what Claire asked. He made a grand gesture to Nikki, hoping to impress Victor. I thought Kyle delivered a great speech. Then he gave Nikki that thoughtful charm bracelet, but of course had zero effect on Victor Newman. But at the same time, Kyle figured it wasn't going to work. So he had another plan in his back pocket, a contractual offer for Victor. So we saw Kyle pull Victor aside, and he offered to sign a contract that he called a pre-prenup that if he hurt Claire and broke her heart, he would leave Genoa City. Plus, Kyle would pay Victor $5 million for the, mistake of breaking Claire's heart. And so, Kyle hoped and thought, maybe that's enough to make Victor see just how deeply that Kyle's committed to Claire. Victor's deceptive acceptance and sinister plot against Kyle. Unfortunately, all Kyle's good intentions are about to be used against him, because on Young and the Restless this week, Victor is doubling down on doing Kyle dirty. So first, Victor summons Kyle over to the new ranch house and says, that deal you offered really impressed me. Victor acts like, he was persuaded because he could see this level of commitment to Claire. Now, not only that, but Victor says he was wrong about Kyle, and he's going to accept the offer. And in fact, Victor says, you know what? I already had the document drawn up. Young and the Restless. Kyle wants answers. So, before signing, Kyle wants to know why Victor hates him so much. But of course, he's not going to explain himself to Kyle or anybody. We all know Victor doesn't have a good reason. My explanation is that the mustache is being a hateful jerk because he's still mad that Jack saved Nikki from her most recent alcohol addiction spiral, when Victor didn't save her and was actually making it worse because he was keeping booze around the house and refusing to consider putting her in rehab. That's what he should have done when she first got back after the IV vodka incident is said, baby, you're gonna go to rehab. And Victor could have driven in there. Nikki would have done it. That would have been it. But he didn't. And keeping booze around the house when you have somebody in an alcohol spiral is just cruel and dumb. I and R. Victor accuses Kyle, so, back to this. Kyle tells Victor he hopes someday that he can see him as more than just Jack's son. See that Kyle is his own man. And so Victor hands over the document. Kyle, of course, wants his lawyer to just check it out. But then Victor accuses him of trying to weasel out of it. So Kyle just signs it. Oh my gosh, he just signs it. It's crazy. And then he tells Victor that he'll never have to enforce the contract because Kyle will never break Claire's heart, which I believe his intent, Kyle's intent, is 100% on point. He really means this.